Yo! Alright, let me do a couple things. Man, I haven't. This is the biggest break I've taken from trading in a very long time. I took a week off. I've got a guest for the live stream. I'm going to send him an invitation right now. Joe, the goat of all goats. I'll just send him the link. One sec. Sorry, one sec. I'm just doing shit. This is stressing me out. Fucking YouTube, man. All this streaming shit's difficult. Bruh. All right. Let me see. All right, sorry, I just sent an invitation to Joe to join the stream. And I'm just making sure I get everything flipping right. All right, let's have a look, man. Like I said, I've been off for a week, so I got some catching up to do. Let me have a look at the charties. All right, I'm gonna start from the weekly. What's been happening? What has been happening, Mr. Chart? Some weekly support. Daily rejection. Like, I was wondering, it kind of did break through. There was this really strong level on the 4 hour right here. So I broke through here. I think that was some news. Kind of tried to tap back up a few times. Didn't like going down either, and then shot up. Is there news today? Oh shit. Oh no. It's not NFP, non-farm employment change. I don't know how strong that is. It's obviously very strong. An employment rate, okay. But NFP was yesterday, I think. Yeah, NFP was yesterday. I haven't been paying attention. So this must have been NFP here, this big move back up into that range. Because if it was, once it came down below this really strong level, for it to go back up, yeah, there'd have to be some strong news to push it up. So obviously NFP was enough for it to break up there. It's come down, retested that level again, and it's going, nah, I'm out of here. But there's obviously also a strong level here, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is all-time highs. That is all-time highs. So let's go back. Let's keep just tracking back. Let's keep tracking back. So this is, what's the 4 hourly? 4 hourly broke up, retested. So there was this level here, but looks like wow, looks like a fake out was created, came back into range. It's interesting. Oh, okay. Here he is.
Yo,
How are you, man?
yeah, good yourself.
Good. Wow, I can't believe it's a miracle that I can hear you. You can hear me. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable stuff, man. You have no idea how much it was. Like, it was so difficult for me to figure this shit out. But I cracked a bunch of
Yeah.
codes. If you said you wanted to start streaming, I've got a lot of shit to share with you. it's it's
I've been trying to figure out how to go. I mean, I'm not good with
mm,
like technology stuff.
mm,
Like I know, like I live on the computer for work, but when it comes to like programs and all sorts of stuff, I'm
mm.
fucking hopeless.
Yeah, man. I know it's annoying, but here we are. Here we are. I'm just having a look at gold, man. I've got so many questions for you. Fuck, I'm so glad you're here.
What was that? Sorry?
I've got so many questions for you.
Oh
I'm
yeah, go for it.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. But how are you, man?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah,
Just chilling.
chilling.
I was actually looking at gold recently. I just did a webinar on it on on my group. So
Oh wow.
um, yeah. What are your
What's your
questions?
thoughts?
I'm bullish.
Okay. And when do you think? Like this week or?
Oh man. So there's a couple of reasons to be looking at gold longs.
Yep.
One is fundamentally
Mm,
NFP comes out, um, and interest rate cuts.
mm.
So
So was it
all
wasn't
these are gonna be
NFP yesterday?
no, that's tonight. First Friday of every month.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
So basically with the NFP, non-farm payrolls,
yeah. Yeah.
um, I mean if you want, I can explain my analysis on it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you want to go back to
Fundamental
the chart?
analysis. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of fundamental analysis. But basically the way my thinking is, if we have NFP numbers come out as expected, because we're expecting a rate cut next week. I think next week or week after something.
Mm,
The Fed's expecting a rate cut. It's already been announced. The way it's either a 50 basis point cut or a 25 basis point cut. Regardless of what, it's going to be positive for gold. Now, today with the NFP, it's going to determine it's a 50 or a 25 basis point cut. The
mm,
way it's going to be determined is if NFP comes out less than expected,
mm,
then we can expect a 50 basis point cut because the economy is worse than they expected. If we expect if NFP comes out as forecasted or better than forecasted,
mhm,
then we can expect maybe a 25 basis point cut. So some analysts reckon it's going to come out a lot worse,
mm.
while other analysts going to reckon it's going to come out at the expected number of I think it's like
What's it
165,000.
forecast here?
I think it's 164.
Yeah.
So last was 114.
Mm.
So the big thing for me for gold is looking for longs. I mean, look, I'm a long-term trader though. That is, I don't trade
Mm.
anything below the daily time frame.
Mm.
So I mean, you could get something different on the 15, 20 minute, 30-minute time frames.
Well, that's the
Um,
thing as well. You're like, what do you think your average pip count is that you're catching on these trades?
oh man, um, a lot.
Yeah, because
I
someone
mean, I
like
hold
myself,
trades
I mean,
for
I'm happy with 15. I'm in and out.
yeah, yeah. See, that's the difference. It's
Yeah,
like you can focus on that.
yeah.
No, mine's like I'll hold trades for months, 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 and months.
Crazy.
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't really have a pip amount, but I guess like I'm happy to look for 500, 600, 800 pip type moves.
Wow, dude,
Mm,
that's
yeah.
unbelievable. So, do you have an idea of where you think gold might kind of find its
No.
next support? No.
It's hard to say because you got no it's the all-time highs.
Yeah.
You got no view of gold at the moment. I'm looking at silver. So I took a nice trade on silver, got closed. I'm looking to re-enter silver because silver has a really good range at 130 at 35, at 35.2 or something like that is
Okay.
where I'm really expecting silver to go to.
Oh,
Like
really?
I plan trades for months in advance. So the trades I take this month were planned last month. The
Mm.
trades I'm taking, looking at now, are planned for like later in the week or later in the month or for next month.
Yep.
That's how I plan trades. I plan months in advance, which is a very boring style.
So, are
So
you? And when you do take an entry, is it off the daily?
yeah, daily. Yeah.
And how, like, what? How are you planning months in advance? Is it like, are you? What exactly are you waiting for?
Okay. Do you want me to? Can I share my screen? Do you want me to do that?
Can I don't know if you can. Can you?
I don't know.
All right,
Let's find out. Hang on.
All right, go.
Let me get trading view up and everything.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never really done live before, man. So I don't.
because I'm using OBS and Zoom, so I don't know. Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
figure it
Okay.
out,
Sweet.
that'd be good.
Uh, I'm not the person to ask. Let's see. All right. Trading view. Share the screen. Uh, oh yeah, because I can share screen on Zoom. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Let's see. Is that working? Oh, am I sharing my screen?
Uh, no,
No,
no.
sucks.
Um, that's all right. So,
There's got to be a way I can share. I feel like
I don't know. I really, I'm not that good with Zoom.
nah, it's neither am I. Like we'll figure it out another time.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So basically, what's this? It says I'm screen sharing. Anyway, the way I plan in months in advance is I look at what's potentially going to happen. So
Mm.
right now I'm playing the S&P 500 trade, and I'm trying to plan where I'm going to buy it. So I expect it's going to come down seasonally. September's a negative month for the S&P 500 for shares and whatnot.
Mm.
So I'm expecting a push down in price. It's just a matter of where do I expect it to go to where do I look to go long?
Oh, so
Now
you're
I'm a trend
waiting. Are
follower.
you going to try and catch it on the way back up?
Yeah, because I'm a trend follower. I do not count a trend trade at all. If price is above that 200 moving average on the daily chart, I'm
Mm.
only ever buying the market.
Yeah.
I will never short the market. So basically the way I look at it is if the market looks like it's pulling back, which it does, and it is, I go, all right, sweet. Where can we potentially pull back to in order to take a trade?
Mm.
So seasonally, the market pulls back in September about 70% of the time for the last 10 years on the S&P 500.
Wow.
Now, if we look at the 1st of October till November,
Mm.
mid-November, December, there's about a 90% chance where silver rallies, the S&P 500 rallies in that time period.
Right.
So I go, all right, I want to catch that 90% potential move to the upside. Where do I want to be buying it? So I look at the market now and I go, September's a pullback month for the S&P 500.
Mm.
Where's it going to pull back to? When it pulls back to a certain area, when we start seeing the price action slow down, when we're getting closer to October, then I'm starting to look to take the trade. So I'm already planning this not for now, but for for October.
Yep. Interesting. So you're basing moves not off technicals at all? Like when you say it's
I
pulling back,
ent
it's purely based off previous data.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. And also fundamentals, right? So even I'm eyeing off a trade on wheat, right? Commodities. The fundamentals are very strong for wheat to go to the upside.
Mm.
It's just a matter of waiting for technicals and the seasonals for next month. Wheat is strong as well.
Yep.
So it's all about sort of, waiting for all of it to line the seasonal, the
Mm.
technical, and the fundamentals, and then look for that trade. That's why I don't
Interesting.
trade often. Like I've
Yeah.
only had 55 trades this year.
Yep.
Actually, 57 now. I've just taken two this week.
Yep.
Or actually one beginning of the month, one now. Um, so it averages like 5 trades a month
Yep.
that I take,
Wow.
but I hold them,
Yeah,
I hold them for a long.
exactly. So what?
So
Man, you caught like 169K trade the other week. You posted.
silver.
Was that
Yeah,
on silver?
169. Yeah, that was on silver.
Bro, where
169,000.
was that? Like, we're on silver now. Do you remember where it was? Like, where
It
you
wasn't
had?
even that big of a trade.
Oh,
Like I
wasn't it?
accidentally closed it. I meant to hold it open. So the price that I got in, yeah, silver. Silver. Where is silver? XAG. So I actually can I do this? Let me see if I can. Does this? Am I right on your chart? Does that
Oh,
show up on this
wow.
chart?
Yeah, it's working. Holy shit.
Okay, sweet. All right, so zoom in a bit. So I got in at silver at this level here.
Okay.
So at around 128, I think, or so. Um, and then I took it. I only closed trades at this level up here, about just under 30. I accidentally closed it. I'm aiming for up here, right? I accidentally closed it because it was a little bit like my when you like screen freezes up and like it goes all white and it's like loading.
Yeah.
That happened when I was trying to move MetaTrader 4 to my other screen.
Mm.
And I got frustrated. I started like going crazy with it, trying to move it. And then I must have clicked close on silver. And I was like, oh shit,
Wow.
I accidentally closed it. Otherwise I'd still be in the trade. But I am eyeing it off to
Right.
look for another entry on silver, where it sits now.
So you would have been
Um,
in like a little bit of drawdown here, right? Oh, you're obviously back out of it now. You would have been,
so
but
basically it would have been up. I would have been almost $200,000 in
mm,
profit and then come down to negative and then come back into profit.
bro, that's experience right there. To be able to see 200K and then it all go away and some is
Yeah,
insane.
the
So
part of
were
trading.
you waiting for it to kind of break past this area here, or was it purely just fundamental that got you in?
No, so that was the trade idea. So basically, we had fundamentals in our favor. That trade silver was going to go higher at the time as well, and still do.
Yeah.
And my idea was to get in here, but I just had no entry. I had no reason to enter down there
Mm.
on a technical basis. However, on this level here, where I saw these rejection, then the bullish engulfer, that was my trigger candle,
Yep. Interesting. Wow.
and stops were just here.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately, I didn't make it. Yeah, I didn't hold on to. But I'm looking to re-enter it anyway. We got a lot of data. I just kind of want to wait for after NFP because I know it's going to probably get a little bit volatile.
Mm.
But those NFP numbers are going to tell me what silver and gold are going to do in the next week, really,
Yep.
which I believe is going to be bullish anyway,
Yep.
regardless of what the numbers come out.
Let's have a look. So gold generally doesn't. I don't know, man. It doesn't really, or it's a bit kind of choppy before NFP, right? On a Friday.
Yeah, yeah. So one thing that I always say is you got to look out for when before big news events. So whether like GDP numbers, NFP, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
One thing you have to watch out for is if the market is coming down before the NFP, expect to push up after the NFP.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
The market's going up before NFP, expect to push down during NFP. The market usually does the opposite of what's going to happen.
Is that intentional? Do you think that's like a liquidity grab or something?
No, so it's basically institutions want to get a better price to buy. They feel like they're gonna they're gonna be buying it at whatever, so they're gonna get out of positions, liquidity dries up, the market gets pushed down, and then they get in at a better price to go long.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever trade
So it's
these
all
types of news events?
no, I never trade news releases. I don't pay attention to them. I just pay attention to like NFP. I'm not even gonna check NFP tonight. I'll just read about it next week.
Right. Yep. And you usually need these big news events to kind of break through key like major areas, right?
Um,
Like for
in a
all-time
sense,
highs.
you do. Like fundamentals drives markets really. It's what really pushes markets up and down. Key events type things. There's times when markets move on technicals and all sorts of stuff as well.
Yep.
But when you get really big trends in the market, something's happening fundamentally.
Mm.
So when you go back to euro against the US dollar when 2022, it was the biggest, most beautiful downtrend, right? That was because of the whole Ukraine-Russia war.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot of fundamentals that move markets, but yeah, I would say it has to have to go into like crazy all-time highs and whatnot. There needs to be not needs to be. There usually is reasons though.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When was that? Around 2022? I'm pretty sure gold
Yeah.
pushed really hard around then. Maybe not.
I'm not too
Must
sure what
have
happened on
dropped.
gold.
Yeah. So, man, can I ask you some questions about your early
Go
days?
for it.
Because you've been trading for quite a while now, right?
2008.
2008. Wow.
Yeah, long time, man. It's like that's why I'm going gray.
Hmm. But and were you always a swing trader?
Yeah, always. Oh, I mean, yeah, mostly, yeah. I never liked the idea of trading lower time frames. Um, I just don't have the patience to sit there and watch charts. I'm what's called a lazy trader. Um, I plan it for next month. I've always been like that. Um, I like to just sort of let the market do its thing, take
Mm.
the trade, let it run, and go from there. I've always felt like, on the lower time frame, I feel very like lower, like cluttered.
Yep.
My thoughts are cluttered. Can't really think straight. I might walk away for an hour and then forget, and then I come back. Oh shit, the move's happened.
Yeah.
That's why I like higher time frames. Like, I can do whatever in the smart. This trade's still going to be there in 2 or 3 hours time,
Right. Well, think about the
and it gives
one
me
minute
time to
trade.
realize.
Like guys that trade the 1 minute chart, it's very stressful. When I first started,
Oh
I
man,
was on the 1 minute chart. I was like, man. And the thing is, it didn't match my personality because to me, it was like an opportunity to jump in every 2 seconds. Oh, there's a new setup.
yeah, that's a problem as well.
Yeah.
Um,
It creates too many potential setups, but really, it's almost like an illusion.
yeah, it creates too much. Yeah, it does. It creates too much like what would you call it? Like um, uh, impulsivity.
Yep. Yep. Big time. And I
Because
found
you see
myself.
opportunity everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Like
massively overtrading.
there's times where I'll screw around, like I'll fuck around on a lower time frame. I have like a small account, like a $10,000 account, and I will just if I feel like having fun, just seeing what I can do for fun, like
Mm.
just I'll just screw around like a 1 minute time frame. But I'm not expecting to do anything. That's just if I instead of going to the casino, I'll do that here on the
Yeah,
charts.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so and sometimes like I've done really well on it, and then there's other times I've just blown it. But
Yeah.
that account is solely for that.
Yeah, just have a bit of fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, so tell me about your early days. Like, what was your first year like? How did you learn?
Man, my first time trading was the GFC, and I lost. I didn't know what was happening. Market was crashing. I was like, whoa, like, what is this? And then, like, I was 18. I didn't know anything about. I didn't know what the GFC was. Um, so I just remember those big downtrends. I was just trying to buy the market because you always there was no education out there at the time, so it was always just like, oh, just buy the market, just buy the market. That's what everyone says. Buy the dip, buy the dip.
Yeah, yeah,
I wasn't trading live money, thankfully.
yeah.
So, but I was just like, man, why is it not going back up? And so, and then I found this guy. He taught me, mentor taught me. He's an ex Deutsche Bank trader as well. So, um, yeah, Deutsche Bank, and then there's another one as well. So, yeah, and they basically taught me everything they know.
And that was like he was doing swing trading.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he was a swing trader. We still keep in contact. I still talk to him on a regular basis.
yeah.
We still keep in contact. We still chat. I
Bro,
believe you have to. You have to have that mental.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. And so, when you did start trading with real money, like, how did you deal with your emotions and things like that? Did you have those issues initially, or was your mentor really helping you in that initial stage to kind of limit
Um,
those losses initially?
Not really. Like, I've always it's weird. I've always been detached from the feeling of money for some reason. Like even when I didn't have a lot of money, it didn't bother me. Even when I have a lot of money,
Mm,
doesn't bother me.
yeah.
Um, I just never thought of money as like a something that I need. I've always thought of it as like a like Monopoly, like how much can I collect
Mm,
type thing.
mm,
It's really weird. Like even now, people are asking me like, why don't I have a different lifestyle than I do now? I'm just like, I don't know, like I want to collect. Just want to collect and see how much I can get.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I've just never felt the attachment of losing money. Like I'm just like, it's cool. Like it'll come back. Like, I'm young. Like if I lose $1,000, it's $1,000. I'm not going to remember it when I'm, in 20 years time.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that's what a lot of traders need to do. It is very emotional to trade because you do feel the loss of money. And I think if you do feel the loss of money, if you feel that stress, if you feel that overwhelmed feeling, you feel angry and you hate yourself after taking a loss or whatnot, then you're trading with that money you can't afford to lose. You're not ready to do that. So you should be trading demo.
yeah.
If you feel really emotional when you lose your money. So even now, right, if I lose money, it's just like cool. Like, I'm gonna make it back anyway.
Mm,
So yeah, I think for me, it's always been fairly easy just to handle it.
yeah.
Because I always think of things in long term. I always have, like my whole life. Instead of just sitting there going, "Is this going to affect me right now in the next hour or two, or is it gonna matter in the next, 2 years? If it doesn't, then don't worry about it. Like it's
Right.
anything in life." Um,
But it's man, it is easy to say that though. Like obviously
yeah,
you've figured it out. You've cracked the mental code. But
yeah,
yeah, bro. Do you know what
and
I've
yeah,
figured out is because a lot of the traits that I feel like I've found success in outside of trading, I found like they don't work as like that. Those same principles aren't working in trading because one of the
right,
biggest things is like when you take the loss. When I take the loss, I can tell that I'm like a bit angry, and I obviously you want to kind
yeah,
of in the outside world, if you take a loss, you kind of like fight your way back to success. Where in trade, I'm like, I can't. If I'm angry now and I want to kind of get that win back, it's gonna double down on me.
yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah,
Um, but I think like yeah, I don't know, like it's just weird. Like I've always just felt that detachment from money. And I know a lot of people like with Manila effects, like I teach a lot of people, and I think that's one of the biggest factors of people not being profitable is the fact that um they switch something up when they do lose.
mm,
Because even though it's funny, like most trading systems will work if you
mm,
just give it time.
yeah,
Most trading systems will be profitable. But the problem people have is that they go in this little cycle where they'll take a loss, they'll try and change something,
mm,
and then they'll trade something new. They'll take a loss, they'll try and change something, they'll trade a whole new system, they'll take a loss. They keep going around this circle, right?
yeah,
Whereas if you just take this loss and then you keep going at it, keep going at it, keep going at it, eventually you're gonna have winners.
yeah.
So you gotta really um stick to it, right? You gotta look at the long term instead of the short term perspective in things.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's one of the big things in trading is you got to do.
And the losses are a part of it. And but
Losses are a part.
what do you think about? Some people might actually have shitty strategies. Is
Oh
that
yeah, there are shitty strategies. Yeah,
yeah? Some people,
yeah,
especially with
yeah,
like the fair value, like the ICT stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
that stuff trips me out.
That guy, I have no clue how he's managed to keep. Yeah, that is a cult. ICT, it is a huge cult.
There's actual videos of him just openly saying, "I make way more money selling my courses than I do trading." Like he's open
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah. It's absolutely crazy. And the thing with the ICT is, he always goes in these trading comps, but he's always in massive drawdown,
Yeah,
and then he'll close the account and he'll claim that the comp holder was against him. And it's like,
right.
come on, man, like it's it's Robinson's Cup. They're not against anyone.
No.
They're there to verify traders.
I think
So
that he did some live trading like once and he got slaughtered and he was saying on the stream, they're hunting my stops now.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay,
Uh,
bro.
That's the funniest stuff. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, and this is what I always say that this is legit. What I always say is, I mean, as you know, you've seen on social media and stuff, you have to ask the mentor for the live track record. If they don't have it, move on.
You're the first person I've seen, like what you posted the other day, man. I was like, I clicked the link. I'm just looking. I'm like, what the fuck? This is literally everything. I sent it to my mate. I was like, bro, check this out, because it
Yeah.
was everything.
Yeah. It's my whole. It's my live track record. Like,
Yeah.
all you can see all my trades. You can see all my losses.
Mm.
That's if you're gonna teach someone how to trade, you have to be able to show that.
Oh, that's what I was going to
Um.
ask you about that actually. Bro, your
Yeah.
losses were like weirdly small. Like a lot of them were small. And I was going to ask you, what are you looking for that's getting you out of these trades early if you don't think it's happening?
Nothing. My trades always hit stop loss or take profit. I never close it manually.
But I've seen like quite a lot of like 2 to 3, 4K
Yeah.
losses, but a lot of your wins were much bigger. Is that just because the risk to rewards that big?
Yeah, pretty much. Also skill.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like there's a few. How do I explain it? I always teach in my webinars how I enter in markets and where I put my stop losses. Um, I never have a huge stop loss, but I never have a too tight of a stop loss. Yeah.
But
How do I
even
explain?
for instance, like that silver trade, if that would have hit your stop loss, that would have been much bigger than a 2,000 or
That
so.
one was
That was just a heavy one.
that was a risk. I think that risk was about 50 grand.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really measure my what do you call it? My losses anymore. Like in terms of percentage. Like now, when you're learning, you should always be sticking to that percentage risk. 1% loss, half a percent loss, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Always 100%. Do not change that. I've been trading for 16 years. I know my trading system in and out. I know it's going to
Right.
keep me profitable. There's times where I will take like a 5% risk or a 10% risk, 3% risk. I don't calculate stop losses anymore either. But again, that all comes down to how long you've been trading for.
Yeah.
You can kind of judge it yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and you know your risk appetite.
Mm.
Like if I lost 50 grand, I don't care. Like I'm gonna make it back.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not like I'm losing profit. I'm only losing profit that I've made. I'm not losing actual like account, deposit, whatever. So everything I lose is always just previous profit. So I'm always in the green anyway,
Yeah.
and I know I'm going to make it back. So yeah, there's times where I don't have much of a risk appetite. I will take a smaller risk,
Mm.
like a $5,000 risk or $2,000 risk. But on those trades, I'm looking for like if you go through the track record, you'll see some trades I've taken like $8,000 win, $10,000 win, $15,000 win.
Yeah.
That's because I was risking like 2,000, 3,000 on those.
Right.
Whereas you'll see like the big $180,000 win, $100,000 win or whatever. It's because I was taking a bit more of a risk appetite as
Yeah.
well.
And yeah, they're obviously the setups where you're more confident in and things like that.
Yeah, that's like a perfect setup, and I understand that's not always going to work out either. There's times where I've lost as well those setups. Um, but
How,
yeah, it's
how sorry, how much on that big silver trade, how much of that were you basing from technicals and how much from fundamentals do you think?
well the technicals are only entry.
Oh, okay.
Um, I don't use technicals much to. I look at the market on a technical basis, and I'll see the trend. Okay, we got a trend, and then I'll go and look at it on like fundamentally. How do I find the trade is by fundamentals. So I'll look at the trade, the market. I'll go, this is happening. The US dollar is getting weak. Interest rate cuts. All this sort of stuff. And I go, well, that's going to be good for silver, or that's going to be good for gold.
Mm.
And then I'll go and look at trading gold and silver. Things like that. Ukraine war comes around. Ukraine Russia war. Well, that's going to damage the euro dollar. That's going to put money into safe havens as well. US dollars are safe haven. Swiss francs are safe haven. Let's go look at euro dollar and start looking at that short, sorry.
Yep.
So things like that. So the fundamentals find the trade, the technicals find the entry.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Man, the more chaos the world brings, the better it is for you.
it is. Yeah, definitely.
You're
Bring on the
literally
chaos.
praying for the downfall of humanity.
It's bad, isn't it? It's you can't be too ethical as a trader, and that's I think that's one of the things as well. Is like people always like, oh, you don't want to profit on people's misery, and that is true. Like you don't want misery in the world, but as a trader, you have to put that aside
Hmm.
and go, I do have to profit on this because that's my job,
Literally.
right? That's how I make money. And
It's
it's
not like you're
unfortunate. Like,
participating in the misery. You're just,
no, exactly.
yeah.
It's like, look, really horrible. Israel and Gaza, like, sorry, was it called Palestine?
Mm.
The war. It's horrible. Nobody wants it, but there's ways to profit on it as well, unfortunately.
You're going straight to hell. Oh shit! But
Oh
it's
man,
true,
that's
man. It's bloody
yeah,
true.
it's I mean, it was like the Ukraine one, right? Ukraine Russia war. I was like, Eurodollar's going down, sell it. So
Oh really?
yeah, let's make some money. Um,
People are getting
yeah.
shot. Get in. Um,
When you put it like that, I hope there's nobody watching.
um,
Um,
bro, can I ask you some noob questions? So,
yeah, go for it.
you've been in the game a while. What What do you think it is? What are like some of the key things that you see which are the reasons why people fail? Like the guys coming into this game, and you know, is there
Um,
repetitive things that you see? Like,
yes.
okay,
Well, let me think. So I just actually just put up a new video about applying the knowledge. So a lot of people will have the ability to be able to trade. So they'll know how to read fundamentals, they'll know how to read the economics, they'll know how to read technical analysis, and they'll be like they could be the best technical analysis, like they can break down charts. But being able to apply that to the market and make a trade is two different things. Being able to hold the trade is two different things.
mm,
So I think what gets a lot of people down is the emotional side of trading, the psychological factor. So you can take the trading system and have a fantastic trading system, but if you're going to be emotional when you're in that trade, if you're going to watch the trade rigorously and you're going to watch every tick up and down, you're not going to do well. So I think what really has helped a lot of my people I've done one-on-ones with or students or whatever, we've gone through stuff and what's really helped them is just set your take profit, set your stop loss, walk away, and just come back in a week's time. Do
mm,
not watch the trade. Like it's gonna hit stop loss, it's gonna hit take profit one day. But you have to be comfortable with the amount you're losing as well.
mm.
If you're not comfortable losing $1,000, do not risk $1,000. So watching the trades is very dangerous because if you watch it go against you, you start to go, oh man, like it's halfway to stop loss. Maybe I'll just close it now and take half the loss.
Right.
And then you close that trade and you're like, oh, sweet. All right, I only took half a loss. And then it comes back in your favor and you would have been in profit. You start kicking yourself. It's like, shit, I could have like actually not taken any loss if I had held the trade. So I think one thing is not watching the trade when you're in it. The second, I think, is being too impulsive. So
Massive.
regardless of what time frame you like to trade, you have to not be impulsive in your trade. You have to really plan it, right? So if you plan to buy gold today, if you see a selling opportunity, do not sell, right? You don't want to go against your plan. So I think one thing I see a lot is people get too impulsive, they get too excited when the market's moving. So right now, looking at gold, that looks like it wants to come down if you're looking at technicals. It looks like it wants to be, a bearish market. So people might look at selling this one, going, oh, I really want to sell, really want to sell. Totally fine if that suits your trading strategy. But for me, I have a trading strategy that says I want to buy the market.
Mm,
So I plan to buy it. Where do I plan to buy it? Now, there's no right or wrong, right? You can be counter trend trader, you can be a trend trader, you can be whatever and make money. But the thing is, you have to stick to that system regardless of what everything else says. So with trend following, the markets don't trend as much as they do consolidate. When the market's consolidating, I'm not trading. So in that consolidated phase, I need to be able to just have the ability to walk away and not trade and
right.
not feel that I have to trade as well. And I think it's the thing a lot of traders do is they feel like I'm a trader, I need to make money, I really need to trade, I want to trade. So it's one of those things where you just kind of got to sit on your hands and just wait for your system to show its hands. So being able to plan that trade, if you're looking to sell gold right now, being able to like sit there and go, all right, I want to sell it. Let's say I want to sell it if it comes back up, 15 pips at this level here. That's the point I'm going to sell. If it does not come there, don't sell.
Mm.
Don't do nothing. Just let it go. Don't chase the trade. If it starts to drop, do not chase it. That sort of thing. If a lot of traders did that, they'd make a lot more money. So the
So
biggest thing to say is if a lot of traders sit on their hands a lot more, they would
yes,
make more money.
but on that note, so a big part of that is sticking to your rules.
Yeah, exactly.
How the
Yeah.
fuck, man? That is the one thing that I'm really like. But I don't read books. The last couple months, I all of a sudden read books because I'm really trying to master the art of sticking to my own rules. Do you have any tips on that concept? Because
Punish yourself when you break them.
really,
Yeah, man, I used to punish myself all the time. So if you break your rules, punish yourself. So,
okay.
for instance, I don't know what it could
Whip
be.
yourself,
Everyone's
like
got a yeah, get a whip, like
109
smack
taps.
yourself, like punch yourself. If you're a boxer, just beat yourself up. Um, no, I don't mean like smack, like punish
Yeah,
yourself as in like slap yourself or anything like that,
yeah,
but more so like, you know, how do I explain this? It may sound silly, but this is what I used to do. I like if I plan like, oh, I'm gonna go out tonight to casino with some friends, blah blah blah, you know. And this may sound a little bit odd to some people, but I'll go, all right, if I break my trading rules, I'm gonna punish myself. I'm not gonna go out tonight, even
nice.
though I really want to,
Yep.
right? So next time, and I love to drink. Don't get me wrong, I love a good drink. So next time, I I break my trade. I think about breaking my trading rules. I think, how am I going to punish myself? It's by not going out with my mates or,
Yep.
going to the casino or something. I'm like, okay, so I just want to try and break my rules so I can go out. It's kind of like your parents giving you rules, right? It's like,
Yeah.
if you don't do this, you go in a room. Exact same thing. And your punishment could be anything. Like it could be, don't have takeaway, don't have a cheat meal today type thing. So it could be anything, right? But just like little things that keep you in line,
Yeah.
I think is what you got to do.
That's good.
Now, it could be different for everyone. Um, but I think it just comes down to just understanding that it doesn't matter how much you try, if you don't stick to the rules, then it's not going to work, and you have to come to some sort of realization, going, okay, look, I gotta do it. I have to stick to the rules, and just know that there's going to be opportunity. There's 312 trading days in the year. There's going to be opportunity if you just watch it and wait.
Yep.
And you have to understand that's the only way to be profitable is by sticking to your rules, right? Um, so yeah, I think that's the best way to sort of say is you just have to understand that if you don't stick to the rules, then there's no system, right?
Yep.
It's like you box, right? If if you don't stick to the ways of your coach taught you how to punch and stand and all that sort of stuff,
Yep.
and you start going, oh no, I want to stand my own way, and you get knocked over, it's like, oh, maybe I should stand the way that coach taught me,
Right.
whatever stands it is. So it's kind of very similar. You have to stick to that rule of how to do it.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. And bro, I can personally even look back on any of my losses. Well, not any, but most of my losses have always come from not sticking to my rules. Like something
yeah,
happens where I impulsively do something or just be an amateur trader essentially, and that's
yeah,
where the L's come in.
100%.
Yeah.
I think well, I think that is a big thing as well. So you gotta, yeah. And sometimes even if you do stick to your rules, you're still gonna lose. Like you're still gonna lose
Mm.
money, and it's totally fine. Like if you go, like when you go through my track record, you'll see that I've had 8 losses in a row. I still stick to the same exact rules because I know if I stick to the rules, it's gonna get me out,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna get those winners. So I think a lot of people. That's another thing a lot of people do is I kind of touched on it before. Is they go in that cycle. If they even if they stick to the rules and they take a loss, they sit there and go, "Oh shit, maybe my system's broken."
Mm.
When you gotta understand, like you gotta think of the long term. Like 8 losses in a row, yeah, it's painful and it's not nice. But in 10 years' time, is it really gonna matter? I'm not even gonna see it on the equity curve in 10 years' time.
Right.
You look at equity curves and you see like up and then it's down and then it's up and it's down, and there's down times and little drawdowns. Now, if you zoom in on that drawdown, it looks massive. But if you zoom out on the whole equity curve, you barely see them, right? So that's kind of what you got to look at.
And your wins will, engulf a portion of those losses, right? Because
Yeah,
the ratio.
yeah, and your winners should always outweigh your losses as
Right.
well.
Mm.
Always.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah, I think it's just it's all psychological, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all psychological.
It is, hey.
Yeah, trading's a massive psychological game. Some people can do it, and look, I think the thing as well is like a lot of people that are smart struggle to trade. Now, I'm not saying I'm not smart or anything. I'm not that smart, but a lot of people that struggle to trade are people who are very intelligent because they feel like that they're intelligent, that they have to be able to get this,
Yeah.
all this sort of stuff. The best traders I've found are
Retards.
people that pretty much, yeah, retards. Yeah. um, in a nice way. Like they're not people who have like law degrees and
Yeah.
they're, that sort of stuff. They're because people who are intelligent always feel like, I have to get this, there has to be where, that sort of stuff. And look, there are profitable traders out there that I've met that are professional, that do have professions like that. But the majority of traders that I've found that are profitable just kind of came from ordinary backgrounds
Mm.
and never expected too much in life,
Yep. Yeah, I've noticed
which
that
is
as
ironic.
well. That and bro, man, trading has made me question myself so much. Like, because you go through so many freaking emotions with it. So you kind of
Yeah.
like forced to question so much about yourself and like these pain areas and these weaknesses and knowledge gaps and yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, you do.
Very
Um,
interesting.
yeah, but that's the thing about trading. Like I said, it's all psychological.
Mm.
100%, like 90% is psychological. Like if you can have the best trading system in the world, if you can't apply it psychologically, you're not going to do well.
Yeah.
It's like you look at mine. I got like a 37% win rate. Most people will look at that and go, "Oh, shit, man, I could not handle that." It means I lose a lot more than I win.
Yeah.
But I still, still make money year
The
over year.
the winners
I think
outweigh the
this year's
losses.
450 grand, 58% gain,
Insane.
um, on a 37% win rate. Yeah.
Do you have multiple accounts or do you refresh an account at a certain level or whatever? Like,
No, not really. Mm, no, not really. Um, I used to have multiple accounts, but I mean, I got the one where I just fuck around on if I feel like gambling.
mm,
But my main account is that one that's got the track record. But I've like I've switched brokers throughout the years. I've gone from, I'm not going to name brokers, but broker here. Most of the reason, the main reason I switched is because my good friend has worked at this broker, and then he moved over there. I'm like, oh, I'm coming to you. I like you.
mm.
That type of stuff. Um, but terms of that's probably the only times I really switch accounts. I
Yeah.
don't have multiple accounts.
Bro, it's crazy as well. Like I only recently have started to realize a lot of people look at trading like there's fitness influencers that have trading groups and then they just get all these
Yeah,
random people in to take their signals and shit. I'm like, oh, people don't like look at this as like a full profession. They actually look at this like a gambling kind of
they
thing.
do. It's really sad. You,
Yeah.
you know what? One of the funniest things. Man, I forgot his name. So I met this guy on the Gold Coast.
Hmm.
Actually, I went to a golf. What was it? I forgot the name of the shop. I went to a golf shop and I signed up, getting new golf equipment and whatnot. Just going golfing, and I gave my email, which has the word trade in it because it's like one of my old work emails, and or I used to use it just for like brokers and stuff. So it has like the word trading in it. And he goes, "Oh, are you a trader?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm trading and whatnot." And this is before I had like, any social media.
Hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm a trader and stuff." And then he showed me his group, and he's working in a golf shop, mind you, right? He's just like an attendant, which there's nothing wrong with that. But his Instagram and his trading group was this lifestyle of private jets and
No.
um, cars and all this sort of stuff. And I kind of looked at his Instagram and I was like, and they're making like they're claiming to make like 200% a week type stuff, and they all go into like Bali together, and I'm just like, um, how do you do that on a golf wage? Like, on like a retail wage.
Golf wage.
Yeah. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with working in a shop, but
No.
it's just like it's that portraying that fake lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think that's where they catch a lot of people. Is it's very sad. Is a lot of people fall for these traders that drive like Lamborghinis and all this sort of
Mm.
stuff because they think like they bought that through trading. They didn't buy that shit through trading. They buy it through like selling their product.
Yeah.
Um, whereas yeah, it's quite funny, honestly.
Man, I've got to a point. I honestly, I could be wrong, but I almost feel like you can't be an 18-year-old full-time trader.
No,
Like you have to go through shit in life in
yeah.
order to be a successful trader because it's too emotional. You have
Man,
to actually go through a lot of shit in life first.
when I see these traders like 18, 19-year-old trader full time, it's like, man, you can only open an account at 18.
It's
How
not
are you
real,
being a
eh?
full-time trader?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, um, I think people just need to do their due diligence more. They need to really verify who they're learning from.
Mm.
Um, and like I said before, it comes down to that track record. Most people out there, if you ask them for a track record, they'll block you or they'll just like laugh at you and say, "I don't need to prove it to you."
Yeah.
And it kind of tells you why.
Right.
Why is he saying that? Well, obviously he doesn't have one.
It's funny because
But,
last week, sometime I was here and I was with my friend. She trades, and she was in one of these trading groups. And there's this strong level here on gold, somewhere around here. And I think it was coming down. I think it was right. I think it was right around here. And then she goes, "Oh, I just got a signal in gold." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. What is it?" And she goes, "To buy." And I was like, they're really just finding like a level there and just going, "Yeah, the chances are it might bounce off that strong level."
100%, that's all they do.
Yeah.
Like they
And
they don't do anything apart from, just that's literally all they do. It's like, oh, there's a level, I'm just gonna put a sell signal. Because they know like what's gonna happen is it's either gonna bounce or it's gonna go down.
exactly.
Now, if it bounces off, they take the screenshot and they start showing everyone, see, we're
Yeah.
right. There's this guy who, I'm not gonna name names. I do know his name, and I can send you his Instagram after, but I don't want to say it
Mm,
on live.
mm.
He claimed to have this amazing prop firm. I don't know if I should talk about this. Um, because it's kind of confidentiality between like some brokers and stuff.
Like he
But
owns a prop firm.
yeah, he was broke as hell, and he was asking
Is
people
he
for
an
money.
Australian dude?
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm not gonna say it on here because like there was a bit of confidentiality there with like some brokers and
Mm.
stuff. I'm not gonna name the brokers, but he was emailing asking the brokers for money because he's in debt. People asking for money, but on Instagram, he's got this massive house in Sunshine Coast right near the water. He's got this amazing lifestyle.
Is
Um,
the prop firm still going?
I honestly don't know, but
Okay.
let me send you
If you send it to me, I'm interested to know if it's who I think you're talking about.
do I
Man,
remember the name? And I'll message you on Instagram.
Mm.
I don't know if the Instagram's still there, but I believe his name was like something like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who?
I know that's exactly who I was thinking of.
Yeah, so he lost everything. Like, so he had a lot of debt,
Yeah.
and he was messaging the broker CEO saying, "I need money. I can get it back to you next month.
Yeah.
You have to trust me." Yeah, so
Surely
he
he can't trade. I was watching him. I'm like, bro,
no,
that dude cannot trade. I know for a
no,
fact.
no,
You-
no. Yeah, no, he can't. Yeah.
Fucking crazy world, man. Have you seen like even somebody that's like pretty respected, like Don Vu, all the shit that's happened with him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, what he did was total wrong. So he put his money into like MAM
Mm.
accounts, multi-account managers, and through the broker.
Yeah.
And the way he made money was through what do you call it?
Commission.
The commissions from the
Yeah.
broker, which is this cool. Like, there's nothing wrong there. If you're running a legit firm like that, cool. There's nothing wrong. But what he did was he knew he would get a fat check
Yeah.
from just like putting a bunch of volume on the market because it's all volume based commission.
Yeah.
And he knew he'd get this one-time fat check and run away. It's really, really sad. And this is again why I tell people is like, don't trust your money with some, I don't even know, like a 19-year-old with like claims he has like a, Instagram lifestyle. Like,
Mm.
look at him. Like, he doesn't look like a hedge fund owner.
But the thing
Right?
is,
Kind of use two and two together.
yeah. But like he obviously can trade. Like he's been streaming for years, and like you can watch his pretty consistent growth. But the thing is, with that MAM account, he placed 300 trades in one night. I think it was a
Exactly.
bot.
No, it was him. Wait, it was him doing it on purpose to take that money,
Really?
take that fat check. I guarantee it. Why else would he disappear and not explain anything?
Why do 300 though? Why not just do a couple fat lot sizes?
Um, More commission. So if you do lots and lots and lots, you get like a big sort of volume commission.
That's so
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah, yeah. It's really messed up.
Bro, these people are
It is messed
crazy.
up.
Man, I feel better about myself. All these crazy scammers, eh?
It's honestly like this is why I tell people like it's just stop believing those Instagram lifestyle type of people. Like cannot go for it. Yeah,
You can't.
fucking sad. That's far out. Like, what do you do? Like, unfortunately, those people like will always be around. They've been around, hundreds of years, like those
Mm.
type of snake oil salesmen. Um, and I just hope people start waking up and understanding, like, oh, why would I listen to like an 18-year-old, you know, that his clothes don't even fit him,
Yeah.
this sort of stuff. Why would I trust him with all my money?
I don't
Um,
think people will ever wake up.
no,
I really don't.
nah. It comes down to people being desperate. One, they're
Yes.
desperate to quit their job. They're desperate to live a lifestyle where they don't have a boss. They
Yeah.
want to make a lot of money. So they look at these guys that have nice cars, have nice, expensive clothes, and always on holiday. And they look at that and go, "That's the lifestyle I want. How do I get it?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm forex trading." Where it's like, well, hang on, think about it. If he's got like 5,000 members paying him like, I don't know, $100 a month, think how much money he's getting. That's how he
Yeah.
funds his lifestyle.
Yep.
It's like Alex
Oh,
FX Alex G or
bro,
whatever.
the
But I
worst.
cannot stand that guy. He
I,
bought a Bugatti and people are like, oh, he must be a great trader. It's like, hang on, how much does he sell his product for? How many members he's sold to? Over 10,000. He's made over like 10, $12 million
yeah.
through course sales. You think he's making that through trading? So many people have messaged him and shown me the message, whereas they've asked him for his live track record
Yeah.
before they buy his product, which is fair. If you're going to spend a few $1,000s, you should be able to go, oh, can I just make sure, like, verify it?
Yeah.
Um, he blocks them.
Yeah.
So
He's a
it's kind of
perfect
like,
example of like you can tell he's got the perfect audience for young dumb kids that want to
yeah,
try and make money. Perfect
that is
audience.
100%. Yeah,
And
yeah, it is.
he knows exactly how to scam. Like even with his $100 to a million challenge that he's doing now. I actually watched a video the other day where he already fucked up. He posted a screenshot of his
It is.
MetaTrader and he had it on month and it only showed the one loss. Like, if you have it a month, it should show you a whole month.
Yeah,
And then I think he reposted it, put it today, but it was too late. Like he's just,
yeah. No, he's like. That's the thing is like you can easily fake that stuff.
oh yeah,
That it's so bad. Um, so it's just it's one of those things. Like that's the thing though. Is like people like Q Banks, people like Alex FX Alex G, all that. They target these young guys,
yeah,
like you know 18, 19, 20 year olds. Whereas I'm more targeting like people who are older and
hot
smarter,
chicks.
parents that I don't think my wife wants to hear that. I'm targeting people that are like smarter and older, maybe that are parents that want to spend more time on their
Mm,
money, people that want to just have extra money, people that want to pay their mortgage off quicker, that sort of stuff. That's the people that I try and target because I know they're not going to be, crazy like, oh, I want to, why aren't you making me $1 million
right.
a week already type thing.
Yeah. I-
So, yeah.
Is Q Banks? You think is a scammer? Is he?
Fuck yeah, he is, man. Fuck, he is.
Fuck. You know what?
But
One
he's
time
been
I
caught out.
scrolled.
There's a sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. One time I scrolled all the way back to his Instagram. 'Cause I was like, when did this dude start? And then but just before he started trading, he was selling like he was in like some pyramid scheme kind of
Yeah.
scam thing, but it was nothing to do with trading. I was like, oh wow, he was kind of scamming before he even got into trading.
All right. So check this out. There is a YouTube video on there. Bruce, I'll find it right now.
Mm.
Um, and this guy does a very detailed thing about Q Banks. Q Banks
Oh,
back in 2000, I think it was like 2017 or whatever. Claimed that he had a $180,000 trading account that he lost. Right? Oh no, no. Apparently it got hacked, and apparently someone traded all his money away from him, which is impossible. You can't hack the broker account. Um, I think he put up a GoFundMe for $180,000
fuck
and said,
off.
"Hey, can you help me get my?" Yeah, there's so much proof. I'm going to show you. There's a whole video on it.
What?
And then after that, 2 weeks after, he posted that red Porsche that he bought, and he says, "Work smart, not hard."
No. What a
Bruce Long,
weirdo.
Eubanks. Here we go. Forever in profit scam. Yeah, so I'm going to send you the timestamped video. How do I send a timestamp video? Uh, I don't know.
I actually
Yeah, I'll
thought
send you it right now on Instagram.
that's actually weird, man.
Yeah, he legit did that. Yeah, I just sent
Or
you.
imagine blowing your account and be like, yeah, I just blew my account and fucking go fund me.
Literally, that's exactly what happened.
That's
And
crazy.
and then people funded him. And then, a week later or whatever it was, 2 weeks later, he had
Porsche.
the red Porsche.
That's insane. Wow.
I just sent you the video for like full on proof. Like the guy like recorded everything.
I'll watch it
Yeah,
afterwards.
it's
That's
crazy,
hilarious.
man.
The it is true. I'll tell you real quickly. In my early trading, I joined a group by this guy named Scarface Trades, and
Yeah,
in his Discord, because in Discord it shows you how many members join like per day. He was getting like 10 to
yeah,
15
yeah,
a day at like 300 AUD each, join.
yeah. Wow.
And I was like, wow, this dude is crushing it with like just course sales and Discord people. I was just like, oh yeah, I
Oh
see what's
yeah.
happening. I see
Wow.
this. I
What
see
was it
the.
called?
His name's Scarface. Scarface Trades.
Is he still around?
Yeah, yeah. He just brought his dad a Ferrari. He's like one of these guys. He's a
Oh
young
shit.
guy.
Where's he from?
He's an American guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, Scarface Trades.
Yeah. I don't even know why. He's a stock. Like, why did I do it? I'm Forex. He's a stock guy. And he was like, yeah, you wake up, like, stock exchange open,
Wow.
jump in. But yeah.
Man.
Crazy
But that's
world.
that's the world we live in.
Yeah, that's the world, brother. Man, I'm not even gonna trade. I was gonna look at this, but you're scaring me to trade in front of, and got news coming up. So
Well, this is the thing, right? If it comes to your trading plan and you see a trade, take the trade.
I wouldn't unless it came up here. So I trade on the 15 and 30 in 1 hour.
Yeah, okay.
Mainly just breakouts. My most simple trade is like a close above a range, retest, continuation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trade for the rest of this for yeah. I'm just gonna sort of sit on my hands and not do anything really.
Yeah.
Be bored the rest of the day.
Well, brother, I
So
might pack it up in a minute. Thanks so much for freaking joining, though.
no,
You're
happy
a
to.
legend. You're a legend. Are you
All
gonna try
good.
and do some streams? Or
Yeah,
no?
I've got to figure. I still can't figure it out. I'll figure out how to use the OBS program, but like when I look at all that stuff, it just clutters my brain. Like, oh my god, there's so many buttons, so many little
Mm,
words. What do I do? So I'm just like, whatever. I'll figure
yeah,
it out.
yeah. Hit me up if you got any questions. It's surprisingly simple. It is because
Yeah,
you
I
just
usually
link.
just watch YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, yeah, and you just link your YouTube channel to OBS. It's pretty freaking good.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I'll just watch YouTube tutorials and figure it out that way.
Yeah. Easy, brother. Well, I'll talk to you in a bit
Sweet
anyway.
as.
And cheers again.
All right.